How's it going, everybody? My name is Scott from Dugas Photos, a photography studio based out of Holland, New York, covering the 716 and surrounding Buffalo areas. And today I'm going to be showing you guys a very quick, no-nonsense guide to editing pictures the way that I do it personally to get galleries out to their clients as quick as possible. So today we're going to be going through a gallery that I did for Canisius College. They are a D1 college out of Buffalo, New York, and today was their senior night for men's lacrosse. So I was lucky enough to be able to shoot this gallery, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to edit some of the pictures. So really quickly, we're going to jump right into Lightroom. And as you can see here, we already edited a few pictures here. So really quickly, I'm going to go through how I edited these pictures, and then we're going to go to a new image and show you guys how to do it from scratch. So first things first, I always like to crop everything 4:5 if I know it's going to be used for Instagram, and I know a lot of these pictures are going to be used for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever else for the school's pages. So I'm going to start by doing everything in 4:5, and then in here, in our, I guess, regular edit tab, I gotta be honest, I start with auto, and then I adjust from there. So if I go to auto like I originally had it, I can see that my exposure went up a little bit, highlights went down, and shadows went up. That seems about right for what I was doing and how the lighting was for this game. So looking at it here, I actually think that it's a little bit overexposed, so I'm just going to bring that down to about 0.3, and that should get me where I want to be. Now, I'm just going to pick a random edit or image in here. We're going to pick number 25 here. First things first, I'm going to zoom in real quick, make sure the photo is sharp, which it is from head to toe. So then I can go into my crop. I'm going to go 4:5. I'm going to crop it in, and for me, I would like to say go as tight as you possibly can without it taking away from the details. Now, I'm using a Canon R3. It has a 24 megapixel sensor. I can crop in fairly decently without losing detail. Now, if you're using something with a little bit more megapixels, like 32, some of the Canon cameras have, or even if you're using an R5, a Sony A7R model, or something with even higher megapixels, don't be afraid to crop, especially if you're shooting outdoors with lower ISOs. Now, if you're using higher ISOs, you need to shoot a little bit tighter in the camera, but you shouldn't have much of an issue as long as you're outdoors, you keep your ISO low, and you shoot pretty tight. So going back, you can see we cropped this image. We have equal space on the top, on the bottom, and I pretty much centered the guy with his stick about in the center of the image. Now, going back, I'm going to start with auto, and as you can see, compared to the other image, auto did not work on this. Now, when you're shooting outdoors, sometimes auto works great, sometimes it doesn't work at all. So, with that being said, I'm going to go back here. And we know from the past that if we bring down our highlights, bring up our shadows a little bit, and bring up our exposure a little bit, you can see that the white here is still blowing out a little bit. So we're just going to bring that down very slightly, and that should get us to about where we want to be. Now we're going to pick another image at random here. Let's see. We'll start right here. This is a player from the other team. First, we're going to zoom in, make sure that he is sharp, which he is. With the harsh sunlight that we had for this game, some of the images turned out a little bit softer than I would have liked. However, that's not really something I can control because of how the lighting was and where the field is placed. But again, we're going to go into our crop. We're going to go 4:5. And again, using the grid, you can get a pretty good idea of how much top space, how much bottom space, and on the sides, how much space you're going to have. You don't want to crop so tight that there's nothing on the top and the bottom, but you don't want to leave too much real estate on the top, bottom, and the sides. You want to crop it in so that you get right to the subject and you know what's going on. Now again, we're going to start with auto. In this case, I actually love what auto did. It really brought out the blue in their jersey, which looks really good. The blue in their jersey, the blue in their helmets. And again, you can see the ball there, looks good. Let's go through a couple more images. Here we go. So this one, because he's got a long pole, I'm actually going to go with a horizontal crop on this. So again, 4:5, we're going to bring this in a little bit and bring it just a tiny bit, because again, we don't want too much real estate on the front and the back. We want to leave just enough where we're drawing the attention to the subject, but not too much, or not too little where we don't see anything else. So again, we're going to start with auto. In this case, auto worked out pretty well, except it overexposed her image, which is okay. We can always bring that exposure down a little bit. And just like that, the yellow and the blue and the gloves pop, the yellow 18, the helmet, everything pops, and I'm pretty happy with this image. Now, I have about 100 more images to go through. I'm not going to go through all 100 with you guys. This was just a quick test, but if you guys have any questions, if you want to see any more images, if you want to see images from indoors, images from outdoors, whatever you want, let me know in the comments. If you guys want to know anything else, any beginner tutorials, advanced tutorials, anything you want, leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. But with that being said, I will let you guys get back to what you're doing in your day. Have a good holidays. If you see this before Easter, and if you see this on Easter, have a happy holidays. And if you see this after Easter, I hope you had a wonderful Easter with your family. But with that being said, it has been a pleasure being with you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and have a good one. Thank you.